Hey there, Aries. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. It's a new camera. I can't always tell what's going on. So how are you? Thanks for stopping by. At this channel, we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. If this is the first time you've been here, stick around, see if there's something in it for you. Be sure to check out your sun, your moon, your rising. Your sun sign has to do with how you feel inside, like at the soul level. And your rising sign is how you interact with the world and how the world perceives you. And the moon sign is how you feel in reaction to what's going on in the environment around you. So that's kind of just the reason why you should look at all three, is because different parts of you will be affected by different things, and it may resonate or not. And at the bottom of the video in the description box, I did put a link so you can calculate out what your signs are with the rising and the moon. Ooh, okay, so if you are a returning viewer, I want to thank you. Last week I wanted to try to hit 75 subscribers, and I did. First day out, so thank you so much for helping me. Your likes, your shares, your subscribes, they're helping me grow my channel. And look what we have. Already our conversation starter in Aries. Oh my goodness. Seriously? So I want to just tell you something. This is the second time I've tried to record your video, and this was the same card that came out the first time. So here we go. You definitely are feeling stressed out, but it's like you're at the end of a cycle. I want you to really look at this, okay? So she's going crazy because she has a lot on her plate, right? But look at it's creative. It's at work. She's trying to figure something out. It's a creative cycle that's kind of stressful. But let's just see what happens here, because we have a full moon coming up to help you out and help you end. When a full moon always like closes out something and moves us forward, right? And so it's coming up right at the start of the week, and so maybe that's why the tension is feeling so high for you. We walk into the week with this really great energy from Sunday through Monday, Sunday evening through Monday, so you can really like focus in and be very productive. So if you want to utilize that time Sunday evening because you're feeling really stressed out, I would say the moon energy recommends that is a good time to do that. And so then on Monday, that sun moves into Pisces, and on Tuesday we have the full moon. So there's a little opportunity there to feel into your emotions a little bit and to shift gears and to maybe actually, Sunday is actually the moon is in an action position. It's about taking action. Oh, you really can't read that. There we go. It's about taking some kind of action. So I really don't understand this picture. Oh, now I see. It's this person leaping forward. Wow, I really couldn't see that ever. I've looked at this thing several times. So it's someone like being shot forward out of a cannon, but there's a lot of stuff behind them, right? Like a lot of obstacles and stuff. So that'll be really good energy. And it is in the fire sign of Leo, which is a really great trine energy for you, which is all about taking action too. And look at this, you have the fork in the road. So you're at a place where you have to make a choice, you have to make a decision. Maybe that's why you're a little stressed out. And you need to decide what you're going to do and what you're going to leave behind. Because with the full moon energy, that's always about cutting something out, moving forward, leaving something behind. And we have what is the snow moon. And this one they call it purity. Sometimes it's called the storm moon. And I actually think that in the United States anyways, but it looks like kind of around the world right now, the storm moon makes more sense than the snow moon. Because first off, there's not snow necessarily going on in the southern hemisphere, but there seems to be a lot of storms with Uranus coming out of Aries and getting ready to go into Taurus. There's a lot of fire, and it has to do with the earth, and it's just kind of like all this stuff. So it's probably more likely a storm moon, and it will be a supermoon. So we had a supermoon in January, and it was a blood moon because of the eclipse, and so that one was kind of reddish. This one's going to be bright white colored, and it's going to appear to be about 14% bigger than usual because it's the second of three. We have 3 full moons in a row. We had one in January, we'll have one in February, and there'll be another one in March. And so the center one right there is when on the elliptical path around the Earth, the moon is the closest. And so, wow, it's going to really be this bright light. If you go out like, well, I don't know, right when the moon is coming up, you're going to really be able to notice it. It's going to really shine for you. And so there's a lot of power that comes with it, and you're being asked to trust. And I think this is trusting your inner knowing, because you have this fork in the road and you need to make a decision. And it's about this stepping into your power. And also I think you need to be thinking about the fact that with a supermoon, there's a real law of attraction in place. And so you should trust that what you really want and what you really need in this, when you make this decision, the resources that you need, the energy that you need, whatever it is that you need while you're making this decision, the knowledge that you need, it's going to be there for you. The people, the resources, the time, the energy, the knowledge. So trust in that and go ahead and step forward on your path and choose. I feel like it's a time of choice. And so when you get to Thursday, we're now talking about your relationships, because this is work. This is your day-to-day. This is your health. This is the routine of things. And so this creativity into your daily work and routine. And then you get to Thursday, and the moon moves into Libra at 9:17 in the morning. And that is about finding the balance. Libra rules the 7th house, and it is in the 7th house for you at this time. And so there's going to be a lot of self-reflection. And I want you to really take a look at this. She's looking at herself, and she's trying to keep her head above the emotions and the energy and trying to be clear-headed. And I think that this relationship now could be an intimate partnership. But based on all this energy, I don't know if this is has more to do with maybe a business partnership. It's totally possible, but kind of need to keep your emotions out of it, do a little self-reflecting, and look at the facts and look at the situation, because you're at this fork in the road, right? And so you're going to want to make a very clear-headed decision. Don't take the emotions completely out of it. Feel your emotions, but keep them in balance with your thoughts, right? So it's thoughts and emotions. What's the best move? Because obviously you're feeling really overwhelmed. And so you have to do something. Nobody can live like this on a regular basis and not end up very, very ill. And so that's Thursday morning. And I think Friday evening, the moon position suggests pleasure. And I suggest also, you've been working hard. You've got a lot on your plate. Make sure like Friday night or Saturday morning that you take a little time for yourself and have some fun. Do something that's fun and creative that you enjoy, so that you'll be ready for what's next, right? And so I'm going to get you a little guidance on that using my unicorn oracle cards that I really, really like. All the card decks I use are listed below. If you are enjoying this or getting something out of it that's helpful, if it resonates in any way at all, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me how it resonates. Tell me how it doesn't. Instead of, just hit the dislike button, that doesn't help me help you. If you will actually leave me a comment that has a little question in it, I'll be happy to pull a couple of cards for you to try to help you along. So if you want to leave a comment with a question in it that I can answer in a couple cards, I'll be happy to take a little time after the videos and do that for you. Okay, so you have, with this full moon, you're supposed to release your past life karma. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. So, all right. Maybe you do, maybe you don't believe in past lives. But if you look into your past, even in this life, there are places where you've been wounded, where you've been hurt, that's holding you back. And so by releasing this, by letting this go with this full moon, by doing your full moon work where you sit down and you write down what you want to release, where you write down what you're grateful for, then you can just burn that piece of paper, let it go, release the past life karma or the past in this life karma, and then you have hope. Okay, you're moving forward. So release what you don't need and have hope for the future, right? That's that fork in the road. It almost feels like that's the fork in the road. And you just need to trust that. You need to trust that what you're releasing is because you don't need it anymore. And when you choose a path, when you're not dragging along your emotional baggage, when you let all that stuff go and you just trust and you start moving forward, then you have hope. And then maybe you won't be feeling so stressed out all the time, right? And then on Saturday, the moon moves into Scorpio at 10:56 in the morning, and there's balance with that. That's that inner and outer life balance. That's that home life balance, home work life balance. It's about being emotionally balanced. And so when you release the stuff that's holding you back, that's making you sad, that's not working, then that's when you can move forward. And if over the weekend you need to do something to activate that. If you don't want to sit down and write down what you want and what you don't want, because some people are a little uncomfortable with that or they're not sure if it really works, you can actually go through your sock drawer and throw out all of your socks that have holes in it. And by doing something very physical with intention of, as I'm getting rid of stuff that I don't need, I'm trying to get rid of all of the stuff I don't need, the emotional baggage. If you can, it's something you can do physically while you're kind of consciously, consciously thinking. It's not that the socks are symbolic, right? This is about me getting rid of the stuff in my life that is not useful, And then on top of that, your sock drawer will be nice and organized. So that's something you can do to help find some balance. And then when you can get done with it, you can look and go, wow, there's beauty in that. Like my sock drawer is organized. I was sick last week and I was bored and I didn't want to leave my room because it was so freaking cold in my house, but my room was warm. And so I pulled my sock drawer out and put it out of the dresser, and I stuck it on the bed. I laid in bed, and I sorted my socks, and now I love it. And that sounds weird, but it's true. Okay, so I fully embrace the bliss in my life, savoring pleasure. So yeah, doing something small that helps you feel good about things, and it's just a small releasing thing. Maybe it's that silverware drawer just needs to get the forks back into the fork spot. It could be something really simple that you do that organizes things a little, but it'll make you feel better. It really will. I can't explain it other than to tell you that I know. It's the reality, right? When we do something and you step back and go, wow, that looks really good. Now you're kind of a creative sign being Aries and a fire sign. And so maybe you'll understand this. Like when you mow the lawn and you stop and you look at what you did and go, wow, that looks really good. Of course, next week you have to do it again. But maybe if you paint a room, you're like, wow, okay, that looks really good. And it's just the changing up of something, doing something just a little, just to freshen things up and make you feel better about things in general. And so your color card for the week is Auburn, which is what you got when I did it the first time. So those are the only two cards, the overall energy and the recommendation that you go get yourself grounded. So yes, you're stressed out and you need to get outside. You need to repot a plant. You need to take a walk, bundle up, or go early in the morning, whichever way it works. I don't know if you're in the hot weather or the cold weather. We got a lot of extremes happening here. Get outside. If you can get barefoot, great. If you can't, maybe in your house, the plants are getting ready to go, they're going through their dormant phase, so maybe they need a little cutting back. Maybe you need to feed them a little bit, put some fresh soil in there. Do something that makes you get in contact with Mother Nature. Sit in your house and have a cup of coffee and watch the birds out the window. Go fill up the bird feeder. Something like that. Do something that's grounding, that gets you back in touch with nature. So that is your advice for the week from the moon. You guys have a great week, and I will see you back here next week. You take care. Oh, yeah. I don't know how my camera works.